Hi, I'd like to introduce you to the Lewis family, who is an integral part of Bee's life today. For the past 20 months, they've been helping care and provide shelter for Bee through this very important treatment that she's been having. So we'd love to have a little bit of their perspective and involvement in this interview, just so people can have another level of awareness of the trickle-down effect of Lyme disease and how it impacts not just the individual who gets it, but those that are closest to that individual. So today we have Cam Lewis and his wife Katie and 4-year-old daughter Maeve here today, giving us a little insight on the care and attention that they provide to Bee. And thanks for providing this kind of personal insight.
I'm sure.
It's not.
No, we're happy to do it. It's been a, it's been a journey for all of us. We've learned a lot about, what it takes to get through tough times and struggling to, find the energy to get it all done in a day. Bee, has been the biggest fighter of all, and we're just happy that we're in a position that, we can be here to help care for her.
Well, with you all being in her corner,
Yeah.
as being this fighter,
Yeah.
she doesn't have a fight left.
Right.
And it's very, very impressive with what I've heard, the attention, the detail, and if you can give maybe a couple-minute overview of what people don't understand when it comes to the medications, the management, as well as the time and attention, physical demands, and
Sure.
you have 3 kids here, that you've opened.
Maeve's our baby, and then 2 older ones, Caroline and Sam. Yeah, it's involved, what she's gone through and what we've gone through together, starting from, sun up to sundown, every meal, every pill, every day helping her out of bed, getting dressed, getting to doctor's appointments, getting, having nursing in and out of the house, a couple times a week, all of the administrative stuff. Management of the medication. She probably takes, 35 to 40 different types of medication in a day.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
So just managing the quantities and the frequencies. And the ordering. And she's on a special diet. And,
A very special needs child almost, child number 4 in a way.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
We joke a little bit and we try to keep the humor, but it's.
She's my sister. I love her. I enjoy her company. I would do it. She would do it for me. It's what you do for family, but it's a lot. And she, she is. We're happy to have her in our home. She is bearing the brunt of the financial stuff as far as her treatments and trying to get her health back, and she's running out of money, and so but she's making progress. So we need to help her get to the finish line.
Yeah, and the finish line is visible.
It is, it's like a tunnel, and there are flecks of light, and you can see it. It's been a long, dark tunnel, and there's light there now. So we just need to get her to the finish line.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey, and you guys have been a big part of that.
And I've appreciated that Cam's been a good sport.
Yeah, we never signed up for this, obviously.
But,
and Bee didn't either. I mean, that's the reality. Our lives are really good. And so the least you could do is try to help. Her options aren't, numerous, really. There's not a lot of options for Lyme people. I mean, people with Lyme disease, it's almost like the disease is treated as something in between or something, because there's no proper care for and the disease has so many different levels the way it affects people. You know, she's debilitated, you know, to the point like, you know, you've obviously heard earlier, but, you know, it's just something you go through. You know, we, like I say, we see progress, we see, you know, we definitely see the light, and it's near. I think her hopes are up more than they used to be. You know, I can see that, certainly. Not a trained doctor, so I just, you know, I see, you know, daily how she's feeling. Some days are good, some days are bad, but
Overall,
mostly they're getting better. You know, we're hopeful. So, and it's a lot of time Katie spends, much more than I spend. She's the advocate for Bee, and you know, she's doing everything. She's trying to be a mother to my kids, you know, a wife, you know, and an advocate for Bee. That's, you know, 3 full-time jobs right there that she's holding.
I think
It's exhausting.
I think that's well said, and it's a full-time job for yourself with the kids ranging from 4 to 14,
Right.
and you having the patience and understanding the sisterly connection here, but the support and the foundation that you all are able to provide is simply unbelievable. And as you said, you would hope and expect she would do the same for you without a doubt. And we just hope others will understand, you know, when this disease comes about,
Right.
that people need support, they need help, and not everyone is in the position like you all have been for Bee to help.
Right.
And so we were just discussing just as far as the fabulous family support that you all are able to provide, and Bee's going to give a little insight and overview of some of the details involved, and you really have become a nurse.
Yes.
In reference to
Yeah.
Unsolicited.
And I'm fascinated by the disease myself.
Yeah.
And I've even volunteered to her doctor that I'm going to come work for him after.
You're well trained.
Because I've been thrust into this, and it is really involved. I mean, every doctor appointment is easily 5 hours long. And you go in and, you know, you're seeing various nurses and infusion nurses, and then, you know, the doctor's very generous with his time. We're going through all these different medications. You know, it's always changing day to day. I've become almost, I speak almost 50%, you know, as much as Bee does, because he's asking me, well, how did she react? You know, how reactive was she on this drug? What did you find? So I'm contributing as much to the discussion.
Is there a medical log and tracking that you do? Or is it...
We do strive to do that.
Yeah.
Our bookkeeping, our record keeping is a little less than
tough.
Stellar. But we muster through. We do try and keep, especially if there's something noteworthy, like you know, she had a seizure on that particular drug or that day. But most of the time, you know, there's also help with nurses that have, you know, labs every week, and we make notes of certain bad days or especially good days. Or,
Yeah.
but it's involved.
Well, because, like I said, Lyme particularly likes brain tissue and goes to the brain. And when you get to the chronic stage of where I am, one of the things for treating, the treatment process, one of the things that I understand is happening as you're doing all these drugs is you're essentially changing the chemistry, the brain chemistry. And so oftentimes, you know, when we've been at doctor visits, I'm basically out of it, like slumped over in my chair. And so Katie really has had to be the one who's, for example, I can't write because my writing has not come back. So she's got to do all the note-taking, and she's got to really understand. So she's just a very integral player in all of this. And
Ask the questions.
yeah, ask the questions.
Remember what questions.
Exactly. Remember
That
what
we
we wanted to
ask.
ask. And
You really are a team. I mean,
Yeah,
when you say
it
the
is.
50-50 element, without your participation, involvement, information,
Yeah.
It's-
and then implementation
Right,
of everything.
yeah.
There's really not a treatment in process.
But it's a unique situation in that this doctor is brilliant. I completely trust him. He's generous with his time, and he's right here in DC. I mean, and I'm right here in DC. So it was like the stars aligned in some way, you know, that Bee could be here and that he could be her doctor. And so,
And
you know, it's,
And you can be a part of
Yeah,
bringing your
exactly.
sister back.
right.
Yeah,
It's-
to the family.
Right. That's the plan.
Well, thank you both for your time and sharing your private insights
Sure.
You're welcome, yeah, thanks.
to
Hope
the
it helps.
everyday.
Yeah.
Call from Thomas